student, she's a philanthropist, the founder of Margaret Mwape Foundation. Ladies, welcome Margaret Mwape.
Good afternoon. I'm a bit shy, but hey. Okay, so how am I going to start this? Odi invited me to her page on Facebook. So I actually saw it, I think, the following day at 3 when I woke up, 3 a.m. So I was like, okay, cool. What's this branding about and whatnot? So I wanted to read, so I read, I think, whatever the post that was there. So I got the idea. Then something, well, an idea came into my head. I was like, maybe this is the time to share my story. Then I was like, I wanted to encourage, because I saw it was all about women and I get excited when I see women and whatnot. So I was like, yeah, I want to encourage someone at that place. So I sent Odi a voice note. So I told her, I'm like, hey, I know I'm not one of the speakers, but this is what I feel like saying. It was just a thought. So yeah, she told me, yeah, it's cool, you should do it. I'm like, okay, cool, I'll go for it. And obviously, there's always something that inspires something. So there's a story behind why I felt the way I felt when I saw the invitation. So yeah, so I figured this was the right time to tell my story. So let me just say, before I say the certain point, the points that I sent to Odi that shows like, yeah, you can tell the ladies, I just want to tell my story because then it will make sense. So before I came to Rhodes, I was at another university back home in Zambia. So I was at Unza. So yeah, things were going well. Things were going so well. And in my grade 12, let me just say my entire life academically, I had never failed. I had never failed in my life. Like my dad even knew. Whenever I took my report card or whatnot, he knew. He was not surprised. His mom knew. He was very sad. I'm not surprised. So I asked, you're not happy about this? He's like, no, I'm not surprised. I was like, cool, okay. So I had my distinctions in grade 12, went to Unza. Unza is like one of the best universities, wow, like, you know, they take the cream of the cream in Zambia. So I went there and I was like, okay, things are going well. So I wanted to do law. So I started out my first year. First year you don't do law, so they tell you to make your points for law school. So I made my points for law school. I was like, I wasn't surprised as well because I was like, girl, you're always doing this. You're always very good. So I was like, okay, cool. Then so I think I did a semester of law, and to my surprise, things didn't go the way I expected them to go. Somehow, and I know when I told this story, when I told everybody, even at home, people were not believing. My dad actually called my cousin, because I used to stay with my cousin, to ask, was Margaret studying when she was at school? Because the results that came out, some of my results were missing. Apparently I didn't write my exam. That's how it showed that she didn't write. And I was like, no, I sat for all my exams. And no one would believe you. The system is saying she didn't write. And truth is, even up to now, I know from the depth of my heart I wrote, but my results were not showing. Whew. So I was like, okay, what am I going to tell Dad? Obviously, he was going to be disappointed. I didn't know what to tell him. So I was crying my life away. And I decided, and I was thinking, well, if I go back home, everybody in the neighborhood would look at me. She's failed. And she only went there to play and whatnot. So I had all these things. I was like, okay. Then I was like, okay, woman, I have to go back home. So I went back home. And I explained to Dad. Dad didn't understand. He was like, he understood, but he was shocked. He was in disbelief. To the extent that he almost cried. He was in disbelief. He was like, you've never failed. Where is this coming from? I was like, I equally do not know. But hey, I actually appealed to the Dean of Law. She said no, but my friend that was in the same situation was accepted. Her appeal was accepted. So all in all, I figured this was not meant to be. I was not supposed to be at that school. It's something, I don't know, it's something to do with God. I think God just wanted me to either have an experience of Unza, then leave. For what purpose, I don't know, because I don't understand even up to now. But cool, I failed. Then Dad told me, fine, we're gonna apply. He gave me he called the 4 top universities in SA. So we applied, and I applied at Rhodes. Previously they denied because I didn't have A-levels. I didn't know that was required. So I applied, and they accepted me, and Dad told me, I'm giving you the last chance. Now you see, when someone tells you I'm giving you your last chance, you're like, wow. So I was happy. I was gonna be in school again, so I came to Rhodes. That was 2013. When I came to Rhodes, I had a lot of things going on, a lot of emotions. So I used to cry. I used to cry in my face. I used to cry. Almost every day I used to cry. Anything would make me cry. If I see my classmates are younger than me, I was like, oh wow, God, look at what you've done. Now you've just reduced me to, being with youngsters in class. You see what you're doing. Okay, and then I would cry about how I've wasted some years at Unza. I used to cry about anything. So I was like, ish. It was tough. It was really hard. And because I didn't understand, I was like, okay, if God loved me, He wouldn't want me to waste the time I wasted. Why didn't He just allow me to come to Rhodes instead of me going wherever I went and then they decided to chase me? So one of the times, I think it was one of those first year discussions, I don't know. I was walking back, going to raise, and then I told Odi, I told her I'll put her on the spot because, well, so I met Odi, actually, we're walking back together from Eden Grove. I didn't know her name, but I liked her hairstyle. So even as much as I was angry and whatnot, I'm not care-like of things, I think. I saw this hairstyle, I was like, this is nice. So I was like, I like your hairstyle. Yeah, we talked. She was like, oh, thanks. Started asking me, where are you from? And I told her. And she's like, oh, I have a friend from Zambia. And then I somehow told her a brief, I think I remember saying something about my credits that I had from my previous uni. So she was like, no, you can actually make it work, you know what? You can actually, what do they call that? Change and whatever. Transfer credits, yeah. So I was like, is it? I didn't know about it, so I got excited. I was like, is it? And that was the last day of changing and transferring credits and whatnot, because that was Saturday, Monday school started. So I ran to the social department. I found the HOD. I was like, hey, I have certain credits. Because it hurt me because they told me, girl, when I got to Rhodes, they told me, no, you can't start with law. You need to do your BA, and I just wanted to do law. And then like, no. And they told me you have to do social one, and I'm like, but I've done social one before at Unza. It didn't make sense to me. So when I ran to the HOD, he was like, okay, cool, just give us everything, and we'll sort you out. So from then, I even forgot about Odi actually. I met her once, and I think I would see her from afar, and I would always go, oh, that girl. And I would always say, I think we have a friend in common, a mutual friend. So I would always tell him, I'm like, not I think I actually know. So I would always tell him, I'm like, that girl's heaven sent. You know when God sends someone? Because, I mean, if she didn't tell me you can actually transfer your credits, I would have started with social one, and I did not want social one. Like God knows, I did not want it. So anyway, because of transferring of credits, I ended up doing three courses in my first year. So it worked out, and for me, I think at that point, that's a feeling I wanted. I wanted because I was feeling I had wasted time. So to realize that I had credits that can be transferred, I was like, oh, then that year wasn't wasted, eh? Actually, you know. So yeah. So anyway, that passed and everything. So now going back, long story short, it used to hurt. That first year used to hurt, and I got over it. I was like, cool, this is actually a nice place. Rhodes is way better than Unza. So I was like, cool, this is a nice place, enjoy it, girl. So now I remember my friend telling me, because I made friends obviously. So I remember my friend telling me, I told her my story. Then she was like, you actually don't look like one who's gone through certain things. Then I told him, like, because she was like, yeah, I would always see you walking in your sunglasses with your hair. I'm like, in those sunglasses, there would be tears sometimes. That's why I would be wearing sunglasses so that people wouldn't see me because I would be, you know, tearing. So I was like, yeah. So she taught me that. So I decided to share that now, and these are my points that I came up with. So I've just cut the story short because I don't want to bore people. So anyway, so this I came up with 3 points that I feel are relevant to the story. So point number 1, always place your trust in God. So sometimes it's so hard. Like during that time, it was so hard. My mom would tell me, call me every time, no prayer, trust in God, and I would say, I still trusted in God, but I used to think sometimes, I'm like, hey, if he really loved me, he wouldn't have allowed me to waste my years. Because for me then, I was feeling the pain. I thought it was a wasted year, a year and a half of just, you know. So for me, I was like, nah, this God, nah, he doesn't feel me, he doesn't feel my vibe. So I was like, hey, you know. So I still pressed on. And I continued my trust. And I remember I was telling Vanessa some time back, during that year, I stopped everything that I loved because I was low-key angry. I was telling God, even with the foundation, I was telling God, I'm like, I do things for people and whatnot. Why wouldn't you just come through for me? So I actually stopped focusing on it. I actually just stopped. And then when I met Vanessa, she was talking about all this, and I figured, let me just start doing this again. I actually stopped, everything stopped making sense to me. But I was like, well, like we were talking, I was encouraged by Vanessa then, I think it was last year. I was encouraged, she was like, no, she was talking about all this, her foundation, and I was like, actually, let me just start doing what I've always wanted to do. So I started healing from everything. So so I just want to say, trust in God, always. Sometimes it's hard, but hey. And secondly, I think someone has touched on this point earlier. They said, be your sister's keeper. So stay positive and kind even when you're faced with challenges. I mean, if I was bitter and I don't wanna, then if I was so bitter and if I said I don't want to smile or talk to people, I wouldn't have talked to Odi, who directed me to who told me you can go and transfer your credits. Because if I was, in my thinking, I was thinking if I was too angry, I would have just walked from Eden Grove to my room, went and cried. But I was there, even in my anger, I managed to smile. I managed to talk to people. No one knew, and no one knew, not even my close friends, until I said the story. So I would say, in your challenges, keep it cool, learn to smile, keep it cool. Life has to move on. Yes, it's a setback, but life has to move on. And thirdly, stay cool and elegant. So now this one will go to the people that used to say, no, you'd always walk about in your sunglasses and feel good. I'm saying this, life still has to go on. You still need to look good. You still need to look presentable. We're talking about branding. You still need to look the part. It's just a setback. It's not the end of the day. It's not the end of the game. It's just a setback. So still look the part. And I mean, as women, we still need to queen. We still need to look good. So you can't wear sackcloth because you're going through something. Don't wear your problems. Don't make it obvious that you're going through something. It's not the end of the world. And so I wrote something, wake up, say a prayer, and slay it out, go all out. So it's really not the end of the world. So we're talking about the challenge, we're talking about the dreams that we want to achieve. And to be honest, with all these dreams that we talked about, it's not going to be easy. It's not that we'll wake up tomorrow and achieve all these things and eradicate poverty and whatnot. We'll face challenges along the way. We're going to face challenges. But what I want to say is that we shouldn't give up when we face our challenges. We should still keep the glow and elegance, like look beautiful, spray that nice perfume, that Coco Chanel, and fight until we win, because indeed we are conquerors. We are all world changers, and we are going to change the world. So a setback is just something minor you can fight through, and as you go through that setback, fight hard, look pretty, say a prayer every day, and look to God and trust Him, and it's all gonna be fine. So right now I'm saying this is all fine. I used to feel down my first year, but hey, when I got, let me just share, 1 minute, let me just share something. So when I got that Gorenki thing, I was like, oh well, nice. So I'm actually not down. Then, not that that's a requirement for you to feel anything, but for me it means something, because I was feeling inadequate. And then recently, when I got that Investec top 100, I was like, actually, you're doing something. So it's not the end of the world, guys. It's not the end of the world. Thank you. I hope I made sense.
for the words of encouragement. And while she was speaking, I remembered this one analogy that I was given that really encouraged me for life. And basically, it's to basically look at setbacks like a propeller. So you know how a propeller pulls you back, but when it releases you, when you get out of it, you get catapulted way overboard past where you were before. So look at a setback as something that is pulling you back for you to just sit down, find out where you are, and then eventually when you get over it, you're just going. You're going over and above. Amen. Amen.